Broadcasting live from the Mystic Monastery on the plain of Tarkir, this is Tap Tap Concede. Welcome everybody to Tap Tap Concede. My name is Graham. Joining me is Kathleen.
Hello.
And Cameron.
Huh?
And today we're going to be talking about Tarkir Dragonstorm, previews and early impressions of what's been spoiled at time of recording, which is Friday. Just so you know. It's Thursday this week, actually.
Ooh.
This week, Friday is Thursday.
See, I still think that we're on...
When's Tuesday, then?
I don't know.
Sorry.
I still think that that recording this podcast usually on Friday is not a bad idea, and it's extremely weird and unusual that so much news happens over the weekends.
Yeah.
Like, who's
right?
pushing to prod over the weekend?
Right?
Yeah.
We get scooped all the time by stuff.
This is just the nature of the 24-hour news cycle. You could record this podcast Monday morning, and by the time someone listens to it Monday afternoon, something would have become obsolete. Mm-hmm. So realistically, what we're giving you is a beautiful slice of time, hearkening back to a more innocent era of a few days ago, when we knew less, but had more mystery in our hearts.
It's pastoralism.
Wow. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not out of date.
Yeah, no, this is nostalgia, actually.
Yeah.
And you too can get some of that at Card Kingdom. Check out cardkingdom.com/LRR. They sponsor this show, and they're great, and you can sell them your cards. Reminder, you can sell them your cards.
Commerce works both ways.
Yeah. Also, you can tell them that we sent you, and they'll give you a little button, which says a funny thing. Also, Dragon Shield, use the code LRRMTG5 to get yourself a 5% discount on anything you buy on their store. They're great folks over there as well. And you can support us directly. I think we're great folks too at our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun or by becoming a member on this YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. Yeah, we're here. I have not actually been looking much at the previews. I don't like rapidly watch for previews these days because I know we're going to do this, and then I get to just sort of
get surprised,
settle in, and see whatever James wants to show us.
Yeah, exactly. Like my thirst for spoilers is basically, have you ever seen that video of a hedgehog and it's rolled into a little ball, and then somebody extends a spoon with a blueberry on it towards it, and it just kind of like unfolds sleepily and eats the blueberry? That's James delivering spoilers to us.
Yeah.
I work on the Judge video with Surgeon Nelson, so I kind of already know what's going on. Anyhow, let's just move on to the previews.
We have some things we do want to hit on. We want to look at the new various sort of card frames and visual treatments. I do know one spoiler from a cycle of lands that I want to look at later in the show.
Is it the one that all the CDH players are going, oh no?
Yes. But let's start off with our own preview card from earlier this week. Dracogenesis. We did a little sort of infomercial skit about it from earlier in the week. And this is messed up. It's a mythic rare, a red enchantment, Dracogenesis. For 6 red, you may cast dragon spells without paying their mana costs.
I am lighting a circle of candles right now to manifest a draft environment where this is a viable strategy.
I would love that.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like omniscience, right?
Yes, it's red omniscience.
Yeah.
But it's just for dragons.
Well, wait, omniscience is omniscience also 8? It's 7 blue?
I thought, isn't omniscience
7, 10 blue? I mean, it doesn't matter.
It's a lot of blue.
This
is easier to cast than omniscience. We can say that. Yeah, it's 10 mana.
10 mana.
7 blue.
Okay, I was right about the 7. I don't play this card, so I had forgotten the 2 other blues.
Yeah, so
this is kind of like Timniscience.
Yeah.
Timniscience,
yeah.
Anyhow, wouldn't this not be like incredible if this was a viable strategy in draft?
Yeah, I mean, you just need a couple of dragons floating around at common.
I would.
Right?
And the ability to get to 8 mana reliably.
That's the trick.
No, okay, you cast this using omniscience, and then...
Right. I mean, well, how much mana can you make in this format? We'll find out.
I don't know. The for those curious about the lore implications, on Tarkir, dragons, we don't know if they also breed. Maybe they do, but broadly speaking, dragons just appear fully formed as adults out of the Dragonstorm.
There's a cardboard crack about it, and it's just like a little girl whose dad works at WotC being like,
where do dragons come
from? Yeah, And then he's like, and then the next day at work, he's like, so they come fully formed adult dragons out of the Dragonstorm.
Yeah. And so this is the Dragonstorm. This is Dracogenesis. It's where dragons come from. Isn't that cool? That's very neat. This was an exciting preview to get to reveal. So, yeah. This is its normal card frame printing.
Yes.
Obviously. This is the showcase frame. If for those listening, it's got a lot of sort of dragon wing and spike details around the thing, and it's very painterly.
It reminds me of the kind of like treatment that the Ravnica retro frame gets, because it's got that same level of detailing in it.
Yep.
It's very fantasy illustration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this seems like, kind of like 1970s Lord of the Rings or
Yeah.
D&D.
It's perfect for somebody who thinks dragons are cool as heck.
Yeah, exactly. You would airbrush this on the side of a van.
Oh my god, the van detailing here is palpable.
So this is the Tarkir showcase frame. They might have another name for it, but like this is the sort of
draconic showcases.
The draconic showcases. Thank you. So this is the frame, because every plane has their own fancy frame, right? So like this is the one for Tarkir, I guess. But also there are there's the what are the ones that they have with like the cool stamp?
Oh yeah, there's the dragon scale foils.
No, I think, are you talking about like the clan emblems?
Yes, that's the
ones
one.
where they're floating around. The dragon scale foils are something yet different, Cameron.
Are they?
Oh, good, great.
Good heavens.
Yes.
Okay.
James.
Yes, James has got it on screen,
great,
right?
cool.
Where
Yeah. So this is Nuriv, Heart of the Storm. And I'll just tell you what the card does real quick. 1 red, white, black for a 4/5 legendary spirit dragon with flying. And if a creature you control entered this turn, if a creature you control that entered this turn would deal damage, it deals twice that much damage instead. So this makes Flametongue Kavus go off.
Yeah.
Flametongue Kavu can now do 8 to itself. Amazing.
Yeah.
Or to this, I guess.
So Kathleen, you were saying...
As you can see in the background, it's got like this black splash. It's very graphic at the bottom. But in the background, you can see the wing of the Mardu
The Mardu
clan logo, I guess, emblem.
Yeah. And that's what's in the foreground as well over the text box, because the bordering looks different on each of the
okay.
On each cards from different clans is my point.
See,
Here's Taigim, Master Opportunist. So there's the Jeskai symbol in the background and in the foreground at the text box. By the way, Taigim is 1 and a blue for a 2/2 legendary human monk with flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it, then exile the spell you cast with 4 time counters on it. If it doesn't have suspend, it gains suspend.
So you get the copy immediately, but the card you actually cast is the one that goes into suspend.
That's amazing.
That's cool.
Also, I think I've said this elsewhere, or maybe I can't remember, but I love adding the ability word to cast a second spell. I'm glad that we've sort of templated flurry. I think it's a good name for it.
Yes,
But also, I just love that that's there. Flurry is like landfall, so it's something that could exist in any...
Well, they've definitely had many other cards that care about casting 2 spells.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad that there's a thing for it now.
Also, Taigim he's embezzling my spells.
Yeah. I have this spell, and Taigim's like, cool, later. But for now, have this one. Yeah. Have this counterfeit.
One really quick thing about these showcase borderless clan showcase cards. So obviously we have cards in the office already. It's PPR this Friday. And so I've already seen these in person, and the blacks on digital are a much deeper black than you get on the card. And what I would love is somebody to alter one of these cards where they somehow painstakingly paint all the way around the text with like Vanta black. Yeah, because good Lord, would that look cool?
I do think you're right. I have seen a couple of these in person. I do think they look pretty cool.
Oh, they absolutely look very cool, but like the blacks could be
darker.
Could be blacker.
Could be darker.
Well, that's printing. So.
Yeah. I mean, I feel Kathleen and I are of one mind on, the value of the black must be black.
We're literally wearing the same outfit today. We're both wearing a black sweater and like black jeans that are slightly faded to a darker gray color.
And like pops of color in your socks. It's freaking me out, man.
I mean, how long have we been friends for, Cameron? Many years at this point?
20-ish years?
You are dressed the same right now, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh, wait, sorry.
I'm wearing a rainbow. Sorry, that's great.
Cameron and I went to high school parties together.
Oh, yeah, this is big news. They're reprinting Craterhoof. So Craterhoof Behemoth, not only in Standard, just in Draft, not a special guest, in the set. At Mythic, but still.
It's one of the most iconic cards from Tarkir.
Innistrad.
Yeah. Innistrad?
Wasn't Craterhoof from...
Original Craterhoof's from Innistrad, you're right.
Yeah,
it was from Avacyn Restored.
Yeah.
What? Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. I just thought it was a Tarkir card because they were reprinting it here.
I mean, this is clearly a very different Craterhoof Behemoth. This is
yeah.
This is like some kind of mastodon.
Multi-tusked. Yeah, Craterhoof, for those unaware, 5 green for a 5/5 beast with haste. Imagine if Craterhoof had haste.
So 8 mana, only a 5/5 though. In green?
When this creature enters, creatures you control gain trample and get +X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control.
Okay, that seems still good in today's environment.
So, my thought is we take that Mardu dragon from earlier.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then you splash for trip green. And then you hoof. And that probably should kill your entire pod and everyone else sitting at the table at the con.
Yeah, I think at that point, F&M is canceled for everyone.
Yes.
Everyone has to go home.
If you pull that off in a draft, okay, we have a draft goal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To hoof someone off that Mardu
There better
dragon.
be things that make treasure around here, but probably not because the fixing's good. There's a lot of multicolored lands.
If James and I can make Flying Corpse technique work, I'm confident somebody could do Nereve into Craterhoof.
When we spoiled our card, did we have the Ghostfire showcase?
No.
That's cool.
They did not give us this one.
Oh, this is
Wow.
Ugin's Ghostfire.
So yeah, there's a bunch of cards, I think. I don't know how many actually have this, it's called like Ugin's Ghostfire showcase variant,
Yeah, and this is the one that will have the foil. I think this is the ones that have the like fancy.
Oh yeah, there's 2 variants. One that's like normal, and one that's is it Halo foil?
Yeah, Halo foil. But is that the one with the dragon scale? Like, is it Halo foil with dragon scales?
There is a chart that went around, and it had a lot of check marks on it.
There's too many cards.
I hate the chart.
Yeah.
Cameron hate chart.
Okay, but there's many fancy, pretty thing. There's all sorts of fancy foily treatments if that's the kind of thing you like, because there's like 3 distinct ones. There's like the Halo foil, there's the Ghostfire, which is just a little bit of foiling just around like certain bits, which is cool as hell and in my opinion the best one. And then there's the Dragon Scale foil. Mm-hmm. So, but however you wish to bling out your deck, do it at cardkingdom.com. Moving on.
There's also some just like borderless cards.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just for fun.
Why not?
Like Magmatic Hellkite. It's a 2 red for a 4/5 dragon with flying. When it enters, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. Its controller searches for a basic land, puts it on the battlefield, tapped with a stun counter on it.
This is an interesting model for
That's a
LD.
4/5 flyer?
Wow. 4 mana 4/5 flyer that... Yeah, you're right, Cameron. This is a fascinating take on land destruction.
Yeah.
It's like it ghost quarters, but the one that they get, they can't use it for a turn. So it does set them back for a turn. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Also, like, rip Sarah Angel, I guess.
Yeah. There's a borderless Saga, which looks wild.
Oh, the Borderless Saga treatment is
There
great.
are 2 that have been spoiled so far. There's this one.
Awaken the Honored Dead, black, green, blue for a Saga. Chapter 1, destroy target non-land permanent. Chapter 2, mill 3 cards. Chapter 3, you may discard a card. When you do, return target creature or land from your graveyard to your hand. Cool.
That seems so good.
And rediscover the way. This is for Jeskai, so blue, red, white. Chapters 1 and 2, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. And then Chapter 3, whenever you cast a non-creature spell this turn, target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. So it looks like each of the clans gets, rather than a charm, each of them gets a saga.
That tells the story of what they've been up to.
Yeah. They might also get a charm, I don't know.
Or like an ascendancy, maybe.
Right, these would be in place of the ascendancies, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, they still have never made a card of the bear guy from Teamer Ascendancy. Do you remember that one? There's like he's wearing like a huge fuzzy parka, and he's just standing with an axe, like a couple people over from the person at the center of center of Teamer Ascendancy. He's on there. You can't see him very well here. He's on the right, but he's standing like fully bipedal, and has like a big fuzzy jacket and just this face of like, I'm so tired.
So he's a bear.
Yeah,
I can't see from here because like
he could be an Inoc actually. He looks a little like he's got Basset Hound jowls.
Oh, okay.
So he could actually be a dog.
Okay. I mean, yeah,
because it is Tarkir.
He's a glurp shitto.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
Yeah.
He's your favorite blurbo.
I think he's neat. Hey, let's talk about omens. These are neat. These are really fascinating to me.
Oh, I thought.
Let's talk about omens. Yeah, man. Cybertrucks are falling apart in the street.
They just recalled everyone they've ever made. I guess let's look at Bloomvine Regent, I suppose, given the options. There's several that have it. Some of them are off color, but so the cards they're creatures, but they're laid out like creatures with adventure. For those who remember adventure from Eldraine, and they have a little spell attached to them. But when you would cast an adventure, you would cast this spell, and then it would go to your exile, and then you could cast the creature from the exile. Oh. Omens, they're after you cast it, you shuffle it back into your deck.
I love these.
Yeah, these are great. So we're looking at Bloomvine Regent, which is 3 green for a 4/5 dragon with flying in green. And whenever this creature or another dragon you control enters, you gain 3 life. So 4/5 flyer for 5. When it or another dragon comes in, you gain 3 life. That actually seems great.
It's pretty fun.
But then it has this omen called Claim Territory. So for 2 and a green at sorcery speed, they're not all sorceries. Some of them are instants. You search your library for up to 2 basic forests, reveal them, put one into the battlefield tapped and the other one into your hand, and then shuffle. So it's
I love that.
Cultivate only for basic forests. And then you shuffle the omen. You shuffle this card into your library. So what that means is, now, in Limited, when you've only got a 40-card deck, 7 of which are already in your opening hand, you could potentially draw this multiple times, because the thing is, you can cast it, you can keep casting the omen when you draw it.
Oh yeah,
like it's not like the second time you're obliged to only cast the creature. You can cast the omen and then like, oh, I shuffled, it's random, I drew it again 2 turns later, I omen again, and then then later in the game you're like, and this dragon.
Yep. Yeah.
I think omens are a
very powerful mechanic.
I think they're going to be great in Limited, especially, of being like, early on, you're just like, yeah, I'll spend the 2 or 3 mana for whatever this spell is, and then we'll get to the dragons later in the game. Mm-hmm. I'm going to use the omens to make sure I live that long.
Yeah, exactly. There's a black one, I think. Well, there is, but
I'll tell you one we can talk about.
Yep.
Runescale Stormbrood. Is 3 and a red for a 2/4 flyer, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell or a dragon spell, this creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. So it's like big Dragonaut.
Oh, with the off color, that's cool.
But the omen is blue. So it's a red dragon, the omen is blue, it's Chilling Screech, 1 and a blue, instant, counter target spell with mana value 2 or less.
Okay, I love how this is just like your perfect dragon mid-range filler / it's a cheap spell that will get you to that flurry count because it's a 2-drop.
Mm-hmm. And it's great because like this works in Teamer, this works in Jeskai, this works in red. technically this works just in blue. You can just play this for the Omen. If you're like, I actually really want a 2-mana counterspell, you can run this in the deck that is never intending to cast the dragon. I feel like the fixing will let you probably, spike a red pip in there. And I feel like, being like, I'm red-green is not how this format's going to go.
No.
That's my assumption. But you could. You could do that. It is you have the flexibility to do that. What else? What else is there, James?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's what else is there is a big question. A lot of people.
We'll take a break from all the cards with words on them, and why don't we look at these cool things?
Yes.
Oh.
There's the cycle of basic lands, the Dragon's Eye basics. I think these are really sweet. Actually, these look like the cover of like a mid-2000s novel.
Yeah,
or a series of novels.
If we can go back to the Abzan Plains, I would love. I think it'd be sick as hell to have a pupil shaped like a ninja star.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. These are very, very cool looking.
Mm-hmm. Fun, flavorful, neat.
Yeah.
You could sell these contacts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they probably would not be good for you.
Actually, there's another cycle we can talk about that I think would be interesting. Is the monuments.
Yes.
Have you seen these? So this is interesting mana fixing. Speaking of fixing, so this is a cycle. I think only 4 of them have been spoiled, but we have to assume that one exists for all 5.
I see all 5 here.
Okay, good. Let's take a look at any one, whichever one you. Okay, Abzan Monument. There we go. 2 mana. That's I think the critical part. It's a 2 mana artifact. When it enters, search your library for a basic plains, swamp, or forest. Reveal it, put it into your hand. So it doesn't ramp you, but it does fix you. And the cycle is obviously it's 1 for each clan, and you get to look for a basic of the color of that clan. Then they all have a different activated ability that is some number of generic mana and 1 of each color of their clan. In this case, it's 1 white, black, green. Tap and sacrifice it. Create an XX white spirit creature token where X is the greatest toughness among creatures you control. Activate only as a sorcery. All of them can only be activated as a sorcery.
I do. Okay, so I like these are at uncommon, which is usually to me the signal that these are too good to be floating around at common. Mm-hmm. Although sometimes commons are very busted as well in a draft environment. What I like about this is I really we were as a Magic boomer at this point who played original Tarkir. There was you definitely played your clans, but you're only 1 pip away from some spicy splashes.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And so say you're playing Sultai, but there's this amazing white rare that comes around.
Yep.
This is 2 of your colors. Pick up one of these, fish out that planes that you need. And if it's I'm not saying destroy your whole draft plan for it, but I'm saying that this is something to keep in mind about the power of these cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is... I guess we're not getting in Evolving Wilds.
Probably
right?
not. Or maybe. I don't know. They love reprinting that one.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are.
Oh, well, there we go.
So,
look at that.
When would you play these over in Evolving Wilds? Because I'm assuming the spirit is fine. It's yeah.
Well, let's quickly look through because that was Abzan. So it's 4 mana and tap, and you get an XX spirit where X is the toughness of a creature you already control.
It should be noted that it would appear all the spirits tokens in the set are the ones that don't fly.
That's true.
Which is interesting.
That is relevant. Yeah. Let's look through the rest of the monuments.
Well, otherwise the dragons are bad because everybody just blocks with a 1/1 spirit token.
Yeah. So Jeskai Monument is, again, only 4 mana, 1 generic plus the Jeskai, and you get 2 1/1 flying birds, which I think is pretty good, especially for the 4 mana. Mardu Monument, it's 2 generic and a Mardu, and you get 3 1/1 warrior tokens. They also gain Menace and Haste this turn. So they don't keep it, but it's 3 1/1s, and you get an attack potentially this turn.
You probably deal 3 damage this turn.
Probably,
as well.
yeah. The Sultai Monument is 2 generic in the Sultai, and you get 2 2/2 zombie druids. I love that they're druids.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
2 of them, that's pretty good.
So it's 4 power and toughness for 5 mana.
Yeah.
But it's not bad.
And then the Teamer Monument is 3 generic and a Teamer for a 5/5 elephant, which is also pretty big.
Yeah, I feel like the 5/5 or the 5/5 elephant could be an important enabler in Teamer if they're like previously they've been the Power Matters clan.
Right. And then I guess, speaking of powerful lands, let's talk about these. Let's look at the blue one last, James. I have no preference of the other order, but we've seen these borderless versions of sort of a key settlement from each of the clans. So like Kishla Village, for example. Oh, here we go. Dalkovan Encampment.
I looked at this one. I was like, damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so it taps for white, and it enters tapped unless you control a swamp or a mountain, right? So this is the Mardu one. They're centering Mardu in white. They said from a design perspective previously, each of the clans is 3 colors, and they chose one color as sort of the central one from a design philosophy standpoint. And for this set, the clans have the same colors, but they changed which color was the central color from a design perspective. So this time Mardu's focusing on white.
So it's really cool. So this was a Twitter thread not a Twitter thread, a Blue Sky post thread, but it's the same thing, from Chris Mooney,
Yes.
who said that sort of the original storytelling for Khans of Tarkir is you had the Mardu, who were white, red, black, but they were actually centered in red, which was the left-hand color of their symbol. And then when the dragon that took over, when we split the timeline in the second set, whatever that set was called, Dragons of Tarkir.
Dragons of Tarkir,
Yeah, Dragons of Tarkir. Then the dragon stomped the white out of the color identity, and it became the black-red dragon whose name escapes me. Kolagon, thank you. Kolagon, she stomped out the white from the clan's identity. But now that they've overthrown the Dragon Lords, I guess minor story spoiler, but as like in the trailers and all that, they have recentered themselves around the color that the dragons stomped out of their color identity, which I think is a cool storytelling mirrored with mechanics.
Yeah. And I even like that the dragons purged them of the dissonance of the cross wheel color, right? Like, I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
And now they're recovering that, but kind of with a vengeance.
Yeah.
No one's as annoying as a convert.
So it's a cycle of 5 rare lands, 1 in each color, and they enter untapped if you control a complementary clan basic, essentially. And then they each have an activated ability. So in this case, Dalkovan Encampment is 2 and a white and tap. Whenever you attack this turn, create 2 1/1 red warrior creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. So it's basically, if you're familiar with the mechanics in the set, it's 2 and a white to just have like a global mobilize 2
Yeah.
for this turn.
That seems
I like this.
That seems really good.
Yeah.
I read, this is the first one I saw, and I went, wow, that's really powerful.
I love the phrase "whenever you attack this turn." Just immediately makes me think of multiple combat steps. Next in the cycle, we have
What did you say you wanted to do the blue one last?
blue one last. Yeah.
All right, let's go black.
All right. Great Arishan City, the Abzan, now centered in black. So this taps for black and enters untapped if you control forest or a plains. For 1 and black and tap, and exile a creature from your graveyard, make a 1/1 white spirit creature token.
So like a second coming of Nephalia Drownyard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, these spirits don't fly, like James pointed out. That is sort of critical. But yeah, you 2 mana, exile something from your bin, and you get a little 1/1. So good. This would also go well in Sultai, I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Considering how much self-mill Sultai likes to do. Next, Corey Mountain Monastery.
Alert Corey.
I know. I wonder, this will be something for Corey to sign. Single red, Enters tapped unless you have plains or an island. For 3 and a red and tap, exile the top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play that card.
I don't love this to pay 4 mana.
What I do like about this though is that it's until the end of your next turn. So you pass with all your mana up.
Yep.
Yeah.
If they play something you want to counter, you counter it. If they play something you need to kill, you kill it.
Yep.
And if they don't do anything, then it's like, cool, at the end of your turn, I'll activate this and draw a second card for my next turn.
Yeah, and then hopefully trigger flurry. Like, I get it, but like 4 mana is a lot.
It is a lot, but I think it would probably be too good at 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a reason it costs 4.
Yeah. Next is Kishla Village.
This is the new Sultai one.
Yeah, so taps are green and they're tapped unless you have Island or Swamp. And very simply, 3 and a green tap to surveil 2.
Elegant.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Hey, look, it tells you Silumgar's remnants drown, a new Sultai rises. Can you go back to the previous one, James, so I can just check the flavor text? Oh, no, the set, that not enough space to tell a story. So never mind. But there's some flavor text that explains what happened on this one.
Yeah. And finally, the one that I was seeing, speaking of Blue Sky, seeing a lot of people go, what are they doing on Blue Sky yesterday? Mistrise Village. This is the teamer one, so it taps for blue, tapped unless you have mountain or a forest. For blue and tap, the next spell you cast this turn can't be countered.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah.
What do we think about that?
I mean, like, I would have thought EDH players would just be like, yeah, it's Boseiju.
I mean, it's Blue Seiju.
Blue Sage. What I think is interesting is having the can't be countered effect on a blue card.
Yeah.
Where it's like blue has ways to stop counterspell, and it's counterspell.
Yeah.
So this is interesting to me to have this on a blue land.
Yeah.
But that does seem pretty powerful.
It seems like a very, like, okay, so I don't think this is going to be like a barn burner in draft.
No.
I mean, but maybe it comes in handy, but it's also just, it's just a nice blue. Man, I would pick it up anyhow. But in like, I don't know, I just think this would be good in Highlander. I think this would be good in like, I know the CDH players on my timeline were just like, oh my God, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess like it taps for mana the rest of the time.
Exactly.
Right? Like when you're not getting into a counter battle.
And it's 1.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like
just
it's not
1 mana.
expensive. I just feel like this is like has the most ability to be built around and broken by somebody who's much smarter than I am.
Yeah. I could see it.
Did you see? I have no further thoughts on this. I just wanted to talk about it because I saw a lot of people going like, "Did they even test this?" And it's like, they would have. Although, I mean, I guess we have many stories throughout Magic's history of like the one busted card that gets through because it had to be a last minute change.
Oh,
and they
wait,
didn't
Nadu.
test it in time. Yeah, exactly. So
We'll see.
I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt and assume that yes, they tested this. Another card that I'm only just now seeing, Severance Priest. This is an Obzon rare. It's white, black, green for a 3/3 with Death Touch. When it enters, target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, exile it. And then when this leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner makes an XX spirit, where X is the mana value of the exiled card. So it's like Banish, not Banisher. It's not Banisher Priest. It's the one that makes us, the one that it takes Banisher Priest's the creature, but they don't get the creature back. They get they get a blue illusion.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know exactly what card you're talking
I
about.
can't remember the name of this
There was
card.
one that did that with a dinosaur, but like,
But yeah,
I
it's
just streamed that card.
You all listening at home know the card I'm thinking
Tell
of.
us in the
everyone knows
comments.
it.
Tell us in
Everyone-
the comments about what card that is. But
Why
like, I
can't I
like
remember?
this, right? And the thing is, if you're going to get rid of this thing, it's a 3/3 with Death Touch,
Hopefully it's trading up.
probably. And like, so what if you got something? I mean, I don't know. Like, even if you get something like a key piece of removal or like a spell, maybe it's only a 2/2 they get, right? Mm-hmm. Like,
Yeah, no,
you're
these
not-
are always good. You play these and like,
Yeah.
feel pretty good about your day.
yeah, exactly.
Ooh, I want to talk about Winter Night Stories. because I want to talk about the ability on it.
I saw this card and thought it was really cool.
So 2 and a blue, draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature card. That actually seems great. Just
that's
on base.
We get these every few years in blue.
Yeah.
And then
I haven't seen it with a creature card yet, right? I've seen like instant or sorcery or artifact or, all those. But then it has Harmonize for 4 and a blue. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its Harmonize cost. You may tap a creature you control to reduce that cost by X, where X is its power. And then you exile this spell. So it's Flashback Convoke, but you can only use 1 creature to do it.
I'm just learning about this now. Wow.
Yeah, see, isn't this cool?
Yeah, I wanted your thoughts on Harmonize, Cameron.
Seems good. I would love to tap a Thing in the Ice for this. Right? Like, no, wait, not a Thing in the Ice. That would be terrible. But yeah.
I would tap. I mean, God, just drawing cards and being able to get more. It's 3. It's 3 mana. That's really good. The only downside is its sorcery speed.
Mm-hmm. But like you cast this for 3, and then you tap a Insectile Aberration.
Yeah, or a useless 1/1 that's not doing anything.
Yeah, but then like with a 3/2 Insectile Aberration, you flash this back for 2.
Yeah,
it's great.
Very, very cool. I don't know what else.
You want me to just start throwing up?
Yes.
Go for it.
Mythics?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Cool. Here you go.
Oh yes, right. The Stormscale Scion, 4 red for a 4/4 dragon with flying. Other dragons you control get +1/+1, and Storm. So when you cast this spell, copy it. For each spell you've cast before it this turn, copies become tokens.
Dragonstorm.
So
are we going to get a Desperate Ritual in this format? Manamorphose.
So the reason this is mythic, and obviously the joke here, and I do think it's funny. This is a very clever name, is because for years we've talked about the Storm Scale, which is Mark Rosewater's personal little ranking of how likely a given mechanic is to reappear, and it's called the Storm Scale because Storm was the least likely. It was like Storm was a mistake. It was too powerful. We're never printing cards with Storm again.
In Standard, specifically.
In Standard, yeah. Because it's shown up a couple times in Modern Horizons or things like that. And I can't even remember what else is on. Supposedly was on this list. I just know it was called the Storm Scale, and so calling this creature Storm Scale Scion is that's
very clever.
Yeah, it's very funny. It's lampshading it. I assume this will be the only one. Like, I assume that this is the only card with Storm that we're going to see being printed into Standard, but it is very funny.
I would like to know who on the creative text team was responsible for this, or if it came to you fully formed from development, because sometimes it does when they're like, Lamau, look at the name here, and everybody's like, correct, that is the name.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I feel like it's got to be that. Or some writer was like very proud of themselves, justifiably.
Yeah, leaving like extensive comments, being like, "Okay, so as referenced here, right?
Yeah,
this is why you have to call it this."
I'm going to look up the Storm Scale and see what else was on there while James finds the next card.
All right, hit us with another preview. We've got at least 5 or 6 more minutes. Oh yes, Ugin.
Gene's back.
Tell us about Ugin.
7 mana. When you cast the spell, exile up to 1 target permanent that's 1 or more colors. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, exile up to 1 target permanent that's 1 or more colors. So basically, 7 mana. He's a planeswalker that says when you cast it, not when he enters, just when you cast this spell, you get a free exile, but it's got to be a colored permanent. So no artifacts. Whenever if you stick the landing. This is where you tap that blue, I guess. You get, whenever you cast a colorless spell, exile up to 1 target permanent that's 1 or more colors. So in addition to his other planeswalker abilities, he's sitting around waiting for you to cast other colorless spells and exile some more things. But let's talk about now his abilities. He comes in with 7 loyalty. You can add 2 to him to gain 3 life and draw a card. That should help you cast those instants and sorceries, those colorless spells. But if you really maybe want to maybe cast a colorless spell immediately and exile 2 things in a turn, his 0 ability is just add 3 colorless mana.
Yeah.
So
like, you're probably feeling pretty good in a draft if you like flop this guy and then like
blow
0,
away 2 things.
Yeah, and cast some kind of monument.
Yeah, monument that's 2 mana. Oh my god. Anyhow, but so now you've blown away two of your opponent's things. And you're going to get Ugin up to 11 loyalty. So that's you got to plus him twice at minimum. But it says search your library for any number of colorless non-land cards, exile them, then shuffle. Until end of turn, you may cast those cards without paying their mana costs. So basically, you can get all of your other artifacts and then destroy your opponent's board and win heartily and be Ugin, one of the most powerful planeswalkers ever. My god.
Neat.
Yeah, no, he feels like a pre-mending planeswalker.
I mean, and he is.
Yeah.
So this
Feels
is
appropriately powerful.
Yeah, this is badonk-donk. I would say it's an instant kill if you can get it, but 7 loyalty is so much. And when they're getting your best creature when it just hits the board, terrifying.
I feel like this is going to be extremely difficult to fight back against unless, you've got a removal spell for it in hand.
Do you remember what set was it? It was original Ixalan, I think, where it had the black creature that was like the unbeatable rare of the set. And if you resolved it, you won the game. Is this powerful? I'm trying to remember what the name of that card was.
Oh, do you mean the big dragon that you would like target all their creatures?
Yes.
And then when you finally cast it, all the creatures you targeted died?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, like you would reveal it from your hand and pay 1 black and put a I'm going to kill you token or a counter on a creature.
Yeah.
And you would just sort of do that and be like that one,
yep,
that one, and then eventually you play it, and then anything that you've previously marked.
I don't want to say it started with a T. Toxoplasmics. That sounds like something from Asterix.
That's that slug.
Yeah, but like the point being, like, I think if my opponent resolves this, how do I get around it? How do I think this is like, I don't know. Maybe there's some exile target planeswalker kind of stuff in this set, but
maybe.
I mean,
hammer them with a hasty dragon, I guess. But like, yeah, it's going to be an uphill fight.
Well, yeah, but your biggest hasty dragon or your biggest dragon, because even a hasty dragon is not going to deal 7 damage to Ugin.
Nope.
So
you got to hoof them.
Yeah,
you got to hoof them.
A hoof would take care of it, but yikes.
Yeah, just got to hoof them.
Some more solves all problems.
Some more context on the storm scale, because I want to make sure people are going away from this with all the right information. So on Mark Rosewater's Tumblr, Blogatog, where he answers questions, somebody asked him the question, where does Cascade stand on a chance of being reprinted on a scale of storm to 10? To which Rosewater responded, on the storm scale, the chance of being reprinted where 1 is cycling and 10 is storm, Cascade is a 3.
Okay.
So he just sort of invented that, because storm to 10 is not the storm scale, right? It's 1 to storm is really...
Yeah.
Anyway.
Or I guess that's asking like the inverse question, like probability of being reprinted where 1 is storm and 10 is cycling.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Mark has said, first of all, it's important that he said this is just for entertainment. This is not like a hard and fast thing. And also, he said that his scale, the scale is a reflection of his willingness as head designer to reprint a given mechanic.
Oh.
It does not account for like, this is not hard and fast. This is not a policy that Wizards has. Other members of R&D may change their mind. And as we can see with Stormscale Scion, the cameo mechanics they've started doing over the last couple of years, where like a couple rares from the set will have mechanics from other things. Like Basri in Ether Drift had Exert because he was from Amonkhet, right?
Massacre Girl in Murders had Wither.
Yes, exactly. So that kind of thing, that has obviously sort of messed this up. But if you're curious, some of the level 10s, which is, I never say never, but this would require a major miracle, -0, -1 counters, anti, banding, bands with others, chroma, cumulative upkeep, dredge.
That one was too broken.
Yeah, gotcha, which is from an unset. Partner commanders.
Also too broken.
Poisonous, which is different from toxic
touch.
and infect. No, poisonous is like a different thing that gets you poison counters.
Yeah.
But it's like it deals the damage and you get. I think it doesn't matter how much damage the creature deals. It deals the damage and you get one poison.
Cool. That's probably not coming back for a good reason.
Yeah. Regenerate. These are all the 10s I'm reading. Regenerate. Slith matters. Symmetrical slivers. Storm. Substance. And voting. I don't remember substance.
I don't remember substance either.
I'll look it up in a second.
Terrifying
Poisonous
movie.
Poisonous was on like a future side card.
Right.
Yeah, Poisonous N means whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player gets N poison counters.
It's very similar to, but you also get damage.
Yeah. Oh, Substance was from. It's an obsolete keyword that had no inherent effect. It existed only in Oracle text and was never printed on a Magic card.
Oh,
It was
okay,
created.
No wonder.
Oh, right. I think we talked about this. I think Wheeler was telling me about this recently. It was created by then Rules Manager Mark Gottlieb in order to fix some cards for the Magic Online release of Mirage.
Oh.
Substance was introduced in the rules update for a City of Guilds in 2005. It restored the original functionality to a set of cards that no longer functioned as they had when they were first printed due to timing rules changes in the 6th edition update. Most of the cards that received the Substance keyword were printed under timing rules that were introduced in Mirage. During this period, the main phase was followed by a discard phase and then a cleanup phase. In the cleanup phase, effects with the wording until end of turn expired at the same moment the damage on creatures was erased. Afterward, at the end of the cleanup phase, effects with the wording at the end of turn took effect.
Oh, no.
Don't like it.
Until end of turn and at the end of turn having different meanings. So it's, yeah,
I can see why this is not coming back.
you can do further reading on this on your own time, viewers at home.
I do like that. Like most of these mechanics that are never coming back are like we don't want them to come back. But Dredge and Storm are like these were broken, busted mistakes.
Yeah, basically it this added a triggered ability to cards that no longer function the way they were supposed to function, so that on Magic Online the programming made it work properly.
Yeah, the programming could program.
Yeah, I'm shocked Substance is even on Mark's list. That's very funny.
Ugh.
Got a couple more, James? Oh, right.
Yes,
Yeah,
the other-
Elspeth.
Elspeth is back.
Everybody's happy about Elspeth.
We have 2 Planeswalkers.
Yeah, so Elspeth is 3 white. And she also has just a static ability. And it says if one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. So
Anointed Procession, the Planeswalker.
yeah, she just has a static anointed procession. As Ugin cast for 7 and came in with 7 loyalty, Elspeth casts for 5 and comes in with 5 loyalty. Clean, easy design. So, because she has an anointed procession, her +1 is create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, but it's actually create 2 white soldier creature tokens. So that protects herself. Her 0, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain flying until your next turn. Not until end of turn, until your next turn. That is
So they can block.
bananas.
Yeah.
And then -3, so you can -3 her the turn she comes out if you really need to. Destroy target creature an opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater. But I don't really want to be using Elspeth to do that, but I suppose it's nice I can in a pinch. I want to 0 or 1 her.
Each creature you
Each
control.
creature, they gain flying until your next turn.
That's amazing.
That is so powerful. It grows your entire board. Oh my god. Now, I would like to point out the creatures that come off the white land. They don't go away at end of turn, do they?
Which?
The Mardu creatures.
Yeah, no. They
The
just,
ones from Mobilize?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
No, they
The-
lose haste and...
The
ones that you can make off the land.
Yes, sorry. The ones that specifically the ones that you make off of Mardu Monument don't go away.
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure.
Oh, do you sack them at the
Yeah,
end?
mobilize. You sack them at the end step.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You sack them at the end step, but like there's ways to make creature tokens that stick around.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, especially in Mardu, big time.
Yeah, seems good. Seems powerful.
Oh, I love the art for this. Wow. If you look at the full art, you can see, or like the special alt art, you can see that this thing is wearing a face. It's great.
This is Karsi Revenant we're looking at here. 1 black for a 3/3 vampire with flying, death touch, and lifelink.
Nighthawk, my beloved.
Yeah, this is all right. This is already just a better vampire Nighthawk.
It is. That's just strictly better vampire Nighthawk. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's so good.
Okay. And then Renew, a new ability. 2 and a black, exile this from your graveyard, put a flying counter, a death touch counter, and a lifelink counter on target creature. Activate only as a sorcery.
I desperately need one of these.
Yeah.
I love this card.
Seems like a good card.
It's such a good rate for a black card.
Yeah.
And it's a vampire, which is a relevant creature type.
I just like that, it dies and then you peel its face off and throw it on another creature.
Exactly.
You're the Karsi Revenant now.
Flavor. Oh, mwah.
So there's some that just sort of do. There's some that were spoiled with Renew that just do like counters, and it was sort of. I was looking at that and I was like, how is this different from Scavenge? If you remember Scavenge from Return to Ravnica, which was the Golgari mechanic, and that was a creature dies and it's in your bin, and you pay its scavenge cost, and you put +1/+1 counters equal to its power on another creature that you control, because you're just turning it into counters. Renew, it's similar, but as you can see here, it gives you a variety of options. Of like Renew has more open design space. Renew could do functionally what Scavenge does, but it can do other things as well.
It's Scavenge Plus,
yeah,
essentially.
Yeah. So love that.
Scavenge was okay. And of course, we've got some more legendary creatures. It's Sarkhan, who just loves dragons so much. When it enters, you may behold a dragon, which means you have to show someone that you either control a dragon or you have a dragon hiding in your hand. And if you do create a treasure token, whenever a dragon you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on Sarkhan. Until end of turn, Sarkhan becomes a dragon in addition to its other types and gains flying. So he helps you cast dragons, cares about dragons. He's a 2/2 guy who loves dragons.
I don't know. I'm going to get real either charmed or annoyed by hearing people say, "Behold, a dragon," at pre-release.
I just love the rules text. If a dragon was beheld.
I'm beholding a dragon right now.
I mean, somebody had fun writing this. It's cute.
Yeah,
it's cute.
It's good. It's good.
I don't know which one.
I've shown you my dragon. Please respond.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is actually a well-formed sentence in Magic the Gathering.
Yes.
Do you have a response to me showing you my dragon?
Yeah.
Please respond. No, it resolves. Excellent.
Yes.
All right, last card.
Last card.
Thanks, James. Oh, right.
Yeah, this thing.
We have this is the headliner for the set, which I previously was mistaken to assume that the headliner was supposed to be like a character, because it was like Edgar Markov, and then I thought it was Chandra. Chandra wasn't the headliner for Ether Drift. It was the Ether Spark. That was the headliner, which is a planeswalker, but not like a character. It's weird. Anyway, this time it's a very nice brooch. Mox Jasper. New Mox? What? 0 mana, legendary artifact. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. Activate only if you control a dragon.
Changelings or dragons?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Changelings or dragons? Is there a 1 mana changeling, James? Probably somewhere.
There's definitely a 2 mana changeling from like Modern Horizons 2.
The point being, there's ways to break this.
There's other 2 mana changelings as well. Is there a 1 mana? Whoa.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's
I like that.
with the dragon frame.
This is the Draconic Showcase?
Oh, and so it's a dragon holding the Mox Jasper. It's
okay.
a coiled dragon's claws. There's also the serialized version with the throwback frame, so it matches all your other Moxen, and illustrated by Dan Fraser, which I think is actually very heads up.
That's super dope.
If you want to have something incredibly valuable and spicy.
This one does exist not serialized, right? Or is
I don't know.
is the Dan Fraser art only on the serialized version?
I believe it is only on the serialized version.
Well, that's annoying to me personally.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. These are the 3 that are available to me on Scryfall.
Wild. Yeah. I will say, most of what I've seen of the set in person is that we've recorded a couple crack-a-packs for, because again, the PPR is coming up this Friday. We've recorded 2. And we haven't yet opened a serialized Mox Jasper. But, fingers crossed.
Well, Olivia and Brian could do it.
I know. It's going to be Brian, and it's going to be so annoying.
We've never opened a serialized.
No, we've never
in the
once
office.
opened. No, we've never opened.
and
We open a lot of collector's
opened a lot of-
boosters.
yeah.
Didn't Surge hit one?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Lord of
yet,
the Rings?
So he hit one. Didn't he hit? Or no?
Did he?
It wasn't serialized because they didn't serialize all the.
Oh, it wasn't serialized.
it
It was in Elvish.
Yeah, it was an Elvish Sol
the,
Ring.
Yeah,
right?
that was at,
okay, that
was at MagicCon.
Yeah, but they did.
Summer.
There were serialized Elvish Sol Rings, but not the one he opened.
No.
So yeah,
Well-
I don't think any of us have opened a serialized card. Anyway,
Undo.
that also exists. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, there was a new Obzon card that I really liked the look of that I just wanted to comment on the name of. Parination.
Oh yeah, what a good name. What's that mean?
It is the ability of a plant to go into suspended animation,
Oh.
right? It's a cognative perennial.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So
and I just love the art of this as well. It's
Yeah.
a really interesting piece. It's I want to say it's abstract. It's not really. It's depicting the thing, but it's bright. It's colorful. It's unusual colors for Obzon.
it's impressionist.
I like it. I like more weird magic art.
But yeah,
Also, I like more weird using the thesaurus when you're naming the set the thesaurus.
yeah. This is one of my favorite plant words. It's right up there along with inosculation and Scytherism.
All right. Now, new quest. We're going to get malfeasance one day on a magic card because that's one of my favorite words.
Scytherism.
Scytherism.
What did Parination actually do, by the way?
I didn't read it. I think it's a reanimation spell of some kind.
It was 3 white, black, green for a sorcery. Return target permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield with a hexproof and indestructible counter.
Oh.
Target permanent.
Yeah,
Interesting.
so it comes back.
You could hit a
Protected.
you could hit Ugin with that.
yeah.
Gross.
I mean, you're already winning if you've cast Ugin
True.
once. It doesn't matter.
Great.
How does indestructible work on a planeswalker? Actually, I don't care.
Very well.
I assume I lose.
Yeah. In a sort of well, that was a good game kind of way, I think.
Well, that's going to do it for Tap Tap for this week. I'm feeling really excited about this set. I'm feeling really good about it.
Okay, original Tarkir was so much fun to draft, so much fun to play, it was just such a good set. I'm so stoked to be going back.
Yeah. Yeah. We're definitely on the we're so back one of those we're so back peaks of the it's so over, we're so back.
This is a we're so
sine
back.
wave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So feeling good about that. And as we mentioned a couple times, this coming Friday, March 28th, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific on both our Twitch, twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun, and the YouTube, youtube.com/loadingreadyrun. We'll be doing the pre-release for Tarkir Dragonstorm with our special guests, Brian, the Dragon Master Kibler, and Olivia Gobert-Hicks. They're going to be here in the studio with us playing Tarkir.
We're going to have a little commander at home.
Do you know when Dragons of Tarkir came out?
Don't.
2012.
2012?
Oh, no, it's not that. So it'll actually have come out the next Thursday is the 10-year anniversary. March 27th, 2015.
But see, I have a lot of nostalgic memories because at this point I was not I hadn't been playing Magic for that long, but I knew what I was doing by this
I
point.
still went to pre-releases.
Yeah. We could go again.
I might go to
Start
the
taking.
I might go to the pre-release
We
for
could
this
take
one.
Penelope to the pre-release for this one.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah.
God, do they do Two-Headed Giant pre-release?
I think typically YJ does, yeah.
I'll take
Who are
Sunday
YJ
afternoon.
who are still in business.
yeah.
Yep.
Who are? I'll take Penelope. We'll be a little Two-Headed Giant.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Sweet. All right. That's going to do it for Tap Tap for this week. Thanks, everybody, for watching and being here and listening and all that good stuff. I've been Graham, joined by Kathleen
Hi.
and Cameron.
Huh?
And I want to remind you all, I did this in a weird order, but whatever. I want to remind you all, check out cardkingdom.com/LRR. Buy your cards there. Pre-order yourself some Tarkir Dragonstorm. LRRMTG 5 if you're buying anything off of Dragon Shield. And you can support us at our Patreon or by becoming a member of this YouTube channel. I inserted that right in the middle of James has been on tech. Heather gets these online. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.